Hey everyone, oh, I forgot you could do a little headbang here. Also, infinite dash into the whoops, I super dashed off. Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Celeste. Oh, last time we stopped at this ramshackle resort on the way up the mountain and found out the owner of the hotel is a ghost. And it gets worse from there because he's a very sweet ghost who is full of self-doubt. And his name is Mr. Oshiro. Oh, I missed the one. I shouldn't have done it in that order. Still got through the screen just fine. That screen just feels so good to do in one fluid, continuous series of motions instead of slowing it down at the end and being kind of patient there. It's really tricky to do it all in one go, but it's just, there's a nice rhythm to it. Feels really good to do and satisfying. And now that actually brings us to the question of how we're going to reconcile some editing and how we're going to handle that going forward as the difficulty of the game continues to ramp up from here. Because I do want to preserve these short attempts at each screen without, totally stalling the videos out, failing over and over again. So what I'll probably do is give each screen a couple of on-camera tries, unless I'm mid-thought. This is it, Oshiro. You already ruined it. Making a guest clean up your mess? She'll never stay. No, she's still here. There's still a chance. Presidential suite is the key. It'll surely impress her. We're still making our way over to it. Get it together, Oshiro. So all of his self-doubts are manifesting in this gunk that we've seen all over the place. There you are, Miss Madeline. Follow me quickly. We're almost there. So yeah, I want to preserve those attempts because, to be honest, this is not going to be an entirely clean LP. You've already seen, a handful of deaths here and there. So we can come down here. That is, in fact, not a death pit, but a shortcut back. Yeah, I don't want to give try to give the false illusion that these are all clean, perfect attempts at each screen and level. I am not nearly practiced enough to pull that off on the first go back through these. It's Mr. Oshiro's diary. The final entry appears to be decades old. As of today, the hotel is officially closed. Charlotte organized the staff for a farewell hike up the mountain. Most of us have never seen the summit. It seemed like a fitting goodbye, but when the time came, I couldn't bear to leave without looking around one last time. I told them to go on without me. I'll catch up with them soon. After I double-check that everything is in order. I can't believe my time here is over. What am I going to do now? Perhaps I'll stay one last night so that the hotel and I can have a proper goodbye. So we stayed behind. Oh, we can't go back down. But you saw there was some shafts of light poking out of the wall on the bottom left in that screen, which leads to the B-side cassette for this level. But we're not going to be getting that, which doesn't matter too much since this LP is not going to include the B-sides. It is going to be hard enough to finish this really difficult game in just its base form while commentating. Oh, I didn't hold left there when I was supposed to. But yeah, I think the plan is going to be keep not as many. Keep a good handful of attempts at each screen in the video. Oh, this screen feels really good. Yeah. Love all the dash resets. It's such a fun mechanic. There's another really good one coming up too. Truly, it's the very definition of rustic luxury. I'll stand back and allow you to soak in the majesty. I understand it can be a lot to handle. It is a nice room. But note the mirror as our recurring motif. So, what do you think? It's beautiful. The furniture looks expensive. It's very spacious. The colors are elegant. I can tell you put a lot of work into it. I knew it would impress you. Yeah. So, can I get on the roof from here? You imbecile, you're losing her. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, valued guests such as yourself stay in our finest accommodations at half price. I don't want to stay. Please, Miss Madeline. Please stay. Mr. Oshiro, I've already been sidetracked too long. And Madeline is back. Madeline, sweetie, forget this loser. Oh, poor Oshiro. You're in denial, old man. This resort is a dump. No one would ever want to stay here. Someone had to say it. That smug look in her portrait. I'm very busy. Listen to the way his peanuts sounds play out. Why would she say my beautiful hotel is a dump? High-pitched. Getting lower. How dare she insult us? What if she's right? Lower still. Of course she's right. You couldn't even clean up without her help. I tried. I'm doing my best. Miss Madeline only wanted to help. But why was she so cruel? And I think now it's looping. What if she's right? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot B button also dashes. So yeah. I thought we'd never get rid of him. You owe me one. Add it to the list. Leave me alone. They're so, like, the portraits alone are so expressive. Now all of a sudden you're some weirdo's therapist? You were so determined to climb before. Why won't you go away? Miss Madeline, before you go, I need to ask one question. Why would you be so nice to me only to run away? What did I do wrong? Oh, give it a break. You still don't get it? She only helps people to feed her twisted ego. She never cared about you. Shut up. I just wanted to help. You're both pathetic. You only came here to humiliate me. I won't grovel at your feet any longer. So as I was saying, if any attempt at any particular screen goes more than, like 4, 5, 6 quick attempts and failures, if things start to drag, I'll cut ahead to the successful attempt. Otherwise, I'll try to be pretty... I'll try to give like a wide berth to some of these attempts instead of just one and done, one fail, cut ahead to the success. But as we go forward, there's probably going to be a lot more cutting and a lot more editing just to keep the pace up. So Mr. Oshiro. Oh, damn it. Our boss fight is another chase sequence. That should have been a bonk. You can indeed bonk off Oshiro's head. Make sure that you're careful of the cilia creating the gunk. There we go. Oh, like that. It's like a Venus flytrap. You just have to... like, the first time could be a false alarm. The second time, it's gonna get you. I love Mr. Oshiro so much. I feel so bad for him. So we are in for a lot of these styles of chase sequences. I think a chase or an escape has always been a staple of platformer designs for pseudo-boss encounters. Like, it's what you get instead of a traditional boss fight, usually. But I think the recent crop of indie platformers especially do this really well. Things like Ori and the Blind Forest has these out-of-this-world escape levels that are just essentially that. They are stand-ins for a boss fight. These big climactic moments that take advantage of all of your movement and your mobility that you've been honing instead of, you know, combat mechanics. So you get escape sequences or chase sequences like this. Oh, this screen, I love this. You just get to non-stop air dash, but then you also have to watch for Oshiro rushing at you near the end of it. Like, you still have to pay attention while you're having all that fun. A little bonk. And then we're still dealing with all the cycle-based stuff as well. So this is really our final exam of the level, of putting all of the mechanics that we've learned together, and all of the things that we've seen throughout, including like the lock and key mechanism stuff, the red and black gunk, the cilia. Oops, mistimed that really bad. All the cycles. Oh, fuck, really? So I would have enough height to bonk him there. I love that little slowdown you get. It's very subtle, but there are multiple effects going on as he whizzes by to impart like an extra sense of danger and of having just escaped by the skin of your teeth. Like, it might be easier if you just slow it down frame by frame, but it goes into this slight slow motion, there's a warping effect, and there's a desaturation that occurs for just a split second as you get close, or as he gets close to you. And we're back to the normal high-pitched modulation. I've decided to close the hotel for repairs. The second floor plumbing is leaking, the library is in complete disarray, not to mention the hole in the ceiling of the presidential suite. So we know Madeline suffers from panic attacks, and we know Mr. Oshiro is absolutely unable to deal with the fact that his hotel that he cared so much about failed. And that failure haunted him so deeply that he couldn't move on when he died. That despair and anxiety manifested in the hotel and in that fight. Also, something I didn't notice before, but layers are added to the composition of the music each time you clear a wing in the hotel to reflect Oshiro becoming more anxious over time. That is going to do it. Next time we're going to bounce on some fluffy clouds. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell, and check the doobly-doo. Take it easy. Have a good one, y'all.